I can't believe it's over. It's too soon. Celebrity Big Brother, the finale, and Jack is the winner. And you know what? I'm actually quite glad that he won. Even though I haven't been supporting him the whole time, I'm actually glad that he won. You know how I like to go on a tangent, and this video is no different. I was loving AJ's dress. Did I really like the gloves? No. She looked like some sort of goddess. I was just loving it. And every time she was walking about, Will was lifting her dress for her, helping her up and down the stairs. Oh, so adorable. Since this is probably the last Celebrity Big Brother video I'll be making, I wanted to mention this because the other day when he was telling Jack about Katy Perry going into space, I was thinking, oh, how does he know, right? And I'm not very good with dates, but I looked it up the day and they went to space a week after they went into the house. So, what's that all about? So this whole time I've been voting for Jojo to win, but I thought that either Danny or Jack would win because Jack has been the favourite with the bookies. However, Jojo has got a lot of fans. When she came on the night with this eye makeup, yes! I know a lot of people are going to be hating this. Her overall outfit I didn't really like, but see whatever this silver makeup is that she's got on her nose, can somebody tell me what that is? It's absolutely majestic. For the past couple of days as well, I've seen her wearing it as eyeliner, and I keep on thinking, like, how silver is that silver makeup? If anybody's out there that knows anything about makeup, let me know. Look at the effort that she's put into this, the crystals in her hair, the crystals all over her ears, like, I love it. I love it. Chris was in 6th place. I had a feeling that was going to happen because of the booze and because of the whole Jojo and Chris situation. And then it was Chesney. They had a double interview, which I don't really think is fair. AJ and Will didn't really go very deep about the whole Jojo and Chris situation, considering that's all anybody's been talking about outside. But I've been saying from the start, they're just friends. I don't think the way they're acting's weird. I don't think she's cheated on her girlfriend. I don't think that there's a relationship. I don't think she fancies him. And when he came out and he was talking about it, it was just like, oh, so it was just my person in there. Not a big deal. Like I've been saying the whole time. They were asking Chesney if he thought he was going to be so open in the house because he was talking about like liking to get naked, going to sex clubs and all that. And he says, oh, I thought I'd go in there and I'd just be myself. And let's be honest, nobody really cares. Whatever him and his wife what he got up to, they're not doing any harm. And let's be honest, a sex club in this day and age is not exactly scandal, is it? Next out was Donna, and I don't have that much to say about her interview because it wasn't really that interesting. But what was this exit outfit decision? She was wearing a lovely sequin strapless dress. It was quite long, with a shirt under it. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen people wearing strapless tops or corsets with shirts under them before, and thought, that's a choice, and sometimes it works. This didn't work. I didn't understand it. It was just not, it just wasn't right. So they says to her in her interview, or like you were talking about pegging and stuff, and as I said the other day, she spoke about this so much on the lives and late in live and clips of the lives, but you never seen her talking about it in the show, and I know it wasn't a massive deal, but they still brought it up in the interview. Jojo was in 3rd place. I was surprised. I did expect her to come in 1st or 2nd, but again, look at this eye makeup, absolutely love it. So as we've seen, she didn't have anybody there. They were saying to other people, oh, your wife's there, your partner's there, your kids are there or whatever. But they didn't say that to her. Now, apparently, and take this with a pinch of salt, the Sun reported that her partner was actually there, but refused to be filmed, took pictures of anything. She was just going to be backstage and not have any publicity whatsoever. Now, whether or not you believe that, because it's the Sun, and the Sun literally just makes it up, if that was the case, you would think that Jojo would have looked more upset. And I know she's a performer, and performers sometimes have to go out and do things when they're upset, but she wasn't acting weird. And again, in Jojo's interview, they didn't even say, oh, there's been a lot of speculation about your and Chrissy's relationship. They did say that she spoke about being non-binary and her sexuality and all that, but all they said was that you and Chris are really close. They didn't dig further into it, which was why it was so bizarre. But again, when she was talking about Chris, she was just saying he's my person, we're going to be friends for life, we're going to go and play tennis, and it just was not a big deal. So obviously I've been writing in other comment sections and people have been going, oh my god, they're cheating, what's she got to tell him in 48 hours then? And I was like, well, it could be anything, we don't know what she's thinking. So on Late and Live they mentioned it, and AJ said, oh, so what were you going to tell Chris in 48 hours then? Do you want to tell everybody? And she says he looked at me and he knew that I wasn't feeling right, and I says to him, give me 48 hours. It wasn't, oh, I'm going to tell you something in 48 hours. Love you. She was just saying, give me 48 hours. Everybody, once again, making a massive deal out of nothing. The final two were Danny and Jack, and I've got nothing against Danny. I actually like him. But when it came down to the two of them, I put my final 5 votes on Jack, even though a lot of people were saying he's boring. And somebody posted a compilation the other day, and it was only like a 2-minute long compilation of Jack, and he was like, oh, cup of tea, and doing his dancing and all that. And I sent it to somebody and said, this is literally all the airtime that he has had over the past 3 weeks. But I still wanted Jack to win. I don't know why, I just felt like I wanted him to win. One thing that kind of annoyed me though was when it was just they two left and Danny was like, oh, Jack, you're going to win, Jack, you're going to win. And I feel like when people do that, it's kind of false. It's kind of like, oh, I'm alright that I'm going to come in second, you're going to win. Do you know what I mean? And I know that it probably doesn't mean that, because if I was in Big Brother and I was in the final two, I would be thinking, right, I'm obviously not going to win here, you're going to win. But just, I think it's like, it comes across as really false. And I also think that he was absolutely raging, because I don't know if you've seen them, but on his TikTok, whoever it is that's in charge of his TikTok now has been posting videos, and they're all pre-recorded, and he's like, oh, if you're seeing this, it means I'm up for nomination, if you're seeing this, and it's all like pre-planned. And I know that there's not really anything wrong with that, but it was just coming across as like too much for me. When Jack found out he won, it was literally the most like, wow. That was it. He's not a very emotional person. I'm actually drawn to people like that in real life. See, because I'm so expressive and so emotional. When there's somebody who's just calm like that, it intrigues me. I'm like, what's going on inside your mind? Surely you're not just that calm all the time. I know that Danny is a super fan because he talks about it on Late and Live quite a lot. But I didn't realise that Jack was a super fan, even though we've heard him talk about other Big Brothers in the past. I thought he'd maybe just watched them. But when he was getting his interview and they were saying, oh, like, people don't realise how much you love the show outside. And I thought, you know what, I'm actually glad that he won, because as a super fan myself, it was good, because he's obviously got to watch that now and think, I've been in there, I've spoke to Big Brother, I've been in the diary room, I've done these tasks. Like, it's actually quite emotional. And at the start when they were doing the dinner, I really liked the wee speeches that they done. Normally when they do that in Big Brother USA in Australia, I don't like it, because they sit at a table and they watch like the full thing back, they show them clips, and I'm like, I've already seen this, it's too much. I don't need a fucking play-by-play the whole season again. But I was getting emotional when they were doing their wee speeches, because it was just like a wee moment. Like, you know how like, if you've been at a job for years and you're saying goodbye to your friends. On Late and Live, Trisha apologised to him as well, because she says, when I was leaving the house I didn't see you, I didn't blank you. If you watched Late and Live, when they were speaking to Ella about Chris, he was trying to be nice, and honestly I felt like she was just being a complete fucking cunt. But anyway, I'm running out of time. Thank you so much to everybody who's watched my Big Brother videos, people who have followed me, shared my videos, and all the comments, because believe it or not, there's actually people out there who message me and say, when's your video going up, or have you not posted a video of the day? I know it's hard to believe, it's hard for me to believe as well, but I really appreciate the support. Hopefully we can find some new reality shows to watch together. Let me know in the comments what you're going to be watching next, and I'll see you again, hopefully, very soon. Bye!